Infernoid! Where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long. I missed you. I missed you. Did you guys miss the Infernoid deck too? I just petted it. It told me it missed us too. So one crazy man. This is from the Sonic Ducks. This is actually from last format. This was a first place Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event, and I don't know how we missed this. This deck is still 100% legal at this point in time, but we missed this. I don't know how, where, when, why, or how that this thing has been, but they're back, baby. So we have some Infernoid shenanigans for everybody today. And I will say, it doesn't really shock me all that much to see this deck have a little bit more success. I wish that this deck was still a lot more relevant than it actually is in today's metagame. But unfortunately, graveyard removal isn't as beneficial, I think is the word we're going to choose here, as it really used to be. You can still do some fantastic plays with this deck, but it unfortunately is a little bit more lackluster than it has been in the past. So I gotta say though, for the most part here, that it is really nice to see that this deck, in some sort of relevance for metagame scenarios, especially for locals, that, hey, it's doing something. Alright, so we have one copy of Antra, one copy of the Atandal, triple copies of Decatron. This is still going to be your best dump. Whichever piece that you want this card to be, it's going to be. Alright, smile as you drop the Anaku or the Deviati on your opponent, wherever my dear friend Deviati is in here. Alright. Alright, we also have triple copies. Oh, there's the Deviati. Found him! We have two copies of Deviati, one copy of Harmadic, two copies of Anaku. I do think that the 2-2 split has pretty much become the norm at this point for this deck. If you're trying to bulk down on more than these, I feel like you're just going to have a bad time, to be completely honest with you. You're just going to run into a consistency train wreck, and having consistency train wrecks are not something that you're going to want to find yourself trying to clean up. Alright. We also have the two copies of Patrulli, one copy of Pirmaias. Oh, really? We're actually playing Pirmaias. I think Pirmaias has been a one-of for a little while. I think a lot of players are still a little bit on the fence about playing this. We have two copies of the Seismitis, one copy of the Sajet, and then triple copies of Lava Golem. So now you're telling me that I can play Lava Golem, hand this to my opponent. Well, I mean, my entire deck doesn't normal summon. Must be special summon from your hand. You cannot normal summon or set the turn you activate. Well, okay, so I guess this is it. Like, this is my normal summon. Alright, like, if we don't see the Decatron, it doesn't matter, right? Sure. We also have one droplet in the deck. I feel like you'd want to play more of this, though, but I understand. We have triple copies of Lair. Oh boy. We can tribute our opponent's monsters to banish from their graveyard. I hope you enjoy. Triple copies of Monster Gate. Yeehaw, partner. Milling off is, knowing my luck, I'm going to hit the stupid Lava Golem. Every time. We have triple copy Spot of Extra for draw power. One copy of Reasoning, which this card was in more here. The OCG gets 3 of it. One Terraforming, one triple Tactical Talents, one Imagination Station, triple copies of the Void Vanishment, triple copies of the Imperm, and only one Void Feast. If we had a little bit slower of a format, I feel like Noid could actually do more. Simply for the fact of Void Feast being that crazy special summon factor that can change the tide of a game, but unfortunately, we're a little bit too fast at this point in time. So I wish I could say, yeah, Infernoids can do a lot more, but when Void Feast is your best card and it's already 100 hours to set up, because past turn 1 you're not doing anything, it's a little bit rough. We have one Relinquished Anima, one copy of the Link Rebo, one Hita. Do remember that this deck's Link monsters are relevant because all of the Infernoids are this really sensitive lock deck. And by really sensitive lock deck, you're basically going to have to manage those levels. Being able to make a monster that has no levels basically fixes your problems, alright? We have one copy of the Doodle Chimera, One Crusadia Equimax, the blowout card, by the way. One Soldier of Chaos. This actually comes up in this deck. One Beat Cop, putting the little marker on the Dark Monster is pretty cute. One Access Code, one Cypher Omega. Triple copies of Tiara. So remember, in sequence on Fusion Summon, you're going to make each player mill 3, or from the extra deck. 5 or more, each player sends the top 3 cards of the deck to the graveyard. 8 or more, each player returns up to 3 of their banished cards to the graveyard. 10 or more, each player sends their entire hand to the graveyard. I don't think I've ever seen a 10 plus effect rip. Definitely seen the 3 plus though. And then we have triple copies of Vanitas. But of course, extra deck abuse. Then we have triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Dark Hole, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Raigeki, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Red Reboot, 1 Skill Drain, and our other 2 copies of Void Feast. Because the card, once again, like, you can get into those better situations. Value time. You would be wrong to not want to play this crazy card. And like I said, it is slow, but it does still combo up with what we want it to do. Next up, the other deck we have for this video is Pran Kids. I will say that Pran Kids are ever evolving. The downside to this deck is when there's no events that exist for time to be relevant, Pran Kids just take that back seat and they just aren't able to do anything. This deck's main win con is time. It is time in the round. Oh, I just burned my opponent for some life points. Sorry. I didn't mean to burn you like that, duelist. So this is from Area 51 TCG and Cards and Gaming Yu-Gi-Oh! For this. So what is this particular Pran Kids deck doing that's so spicy? We got some Ghost Bells and some Skullmeisters this week in our deck, which means that we have a stronger access point to more hand traps. I also see here that you can bet your butt that we are playing Triple Droplet. Does Dragoon ruin this deck's day? I think Dragoon can ruin this deck's day. To be completely honest with you, I do see that this card can be a little bit of a hindrance at times. I only say it can be a hindrance at times because it depends on how well you open. If you open up like an offbeat Pran Kids card or something like that, you can at least use it if you have to combo start. I mean, Meow Meow allows us to be a 1-card starter, so we should be able to still do full combo. So I guess I see why this card is good in here. So we have triple copies of Asher Blossom, Enjoy a Spring, 2 copies of Ghost Bell. Do not underestimate why this hand trap and Skullmeister are seeing play right now. They are very meta-relevant choices. And then we have triple Dropsies, triple little Fansies, triple little Lamsies, and triple little copies of Roxies. This event had time, by the way. We also have triple copies of Skullmeisters wrapping up the monsters here. Spells, we have 1 Called by the Grave. I think going Meow Meow and then getting Called by, well, actually, having your first Pran Kids called by, does that actually cost you the game? I don't know about that. I can understand why having this card used against you is really bad. But, I don't know. Like I said, stopping an Ash Blossom is going to be the main purpose of this. We have triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Droplet, triple copies of the Pran Kids Pandemonium. I think some people are trying to only play 2 of this recently. I'm still question marking that. We have triple copies of Pran Kids Place, 2 copies of Pran Kids Play, little pranks, 1 copy Terraforming, 1 copy of the Thunder Dragon Fusion. Remember, alright, you can go search for Fansies with this. Alright, because you banished this card from the graveyard to add a Thunder Monster. I still can't believe this stupid thing searches that. It's so hilarious. We have 2 talents and we have 1 copy of the Plan. Alright, down here in the extra deck we have 1 copy of Anaconda, 1 Rip Roaring Rooster, triple copies of Meow Meow Mew, 2 Doodle Doop Doops, 2 Bow Wow Bork, 1 Unicorn, 1 Access Code, 1 Weather Washer, 1 copy of the Rocket Ride, and then 2 copies of the Butler. Oh yeah, by the way, we can also fusion summon the Thunder Monster, which is our Battling Butler. And we have triple copies of the Cycle Readers, 1 Pankratops, triple Droll Lockbird, triple Nibiru, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Red Reboot, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One, wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for everybody. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on more sweet, excellent content. And I'll see your beautiful faces later on in the day. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well,
I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCall40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCall40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcallgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.